She's trolling Caitlyn Clark again, this time by celebrating the arrival of Paige Bueckers.
With that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
Right.
You asked me about Caitlyn. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player said it.
Okay.
Right?
She didn't need a microphone. She didn't need to say a single word. Shyrel Swoopes walked in wearing a Paige Bueckers shirt, flashing a grin like it was harmless. But the message was sharp enough to cut glass. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't support.
Shyrel Swoopes, she can't not try to light a fire involving Caitlyn Clark. She can't just be good. Hey, what are you doing? Look at this. Just stays mad. Were y'all talking about Caitlyn Clark at this very moment? She knows what she's doing.
It was a targeted strike at Caitlyn Clark, one more in a growing line of petty, calculated moves. For anyone still pretending this isn't personal, wake up. This was a clear assault on Caitlyn's dominance, using Paige Bueckers as the latest pawn.
I can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised.
Mm-hmm.
And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Mm-hmm. Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't the truth.
And if Swoopes thought she could rewrite the story with silent jabs and fake smiles, tonight proved she's already lost the war she's still desperately fighting. She didn't stumble into this. Shyrel Swoopes knew exactly what she was doing when she showed up in that Paige Bueckers shirt on Gilbert Arenas' podcast.
Now, I've got a theory. Oh, look at me. I'm not really racist because I'm wearing the white girl's shirt. You see that? But the girl from the Midwest, y'all just happen to hate her completely.
This wasn't some playful nod to another rising star. It was a silent dagger aimed squarely at Caitlyn Clark, dressed up to look innocent. For anyone who's been paying attention, it wasn't subtle. It was the loudest statement she could make without uttering a single word. And the message was brutal. I choose anyone but Caitlyn.
The only problem with this is, and this has been the problem the whole time with the Paige-Caitlyn comparison, Paige is an activist basketball player just like these old WNBA players that's been in the league. All right? They're shilling she's all up in all the social stuff. And so that's why they're letting her in. That's why they're cool with her.
Paige Bueckers, a brilliant player in her own right, became a convenient shield, a distraction Swoopes could hide behind while continuing her relentless campaign against the real target. Make no mistake, this wasn't about celebrating women's basketball. It wasn't about lifting up the next generation. It was about dragging Caitlyn Clark down without having to say her name.
Because when she comes to the league, regardless of what team she goes to that has vets on that team, she probably ain't gonna get 40 shots a game.
Swoopes has been playing this game for months, questioning Caitlyn's records, undermining her achievements, throwing shade so thinly veiled that even casual fans could see it. And now, she's upping the ante by trying to pit players against each other, using Paige as a political tool to paint a picture where Caitlyn is somehow the wrong kind of success story.
We saw her get replaced during the Fever game for the Dallas Wings commentary team last year because of words and the hate she had towards Caitlyn Clark. And it was just one thing after another. I said yesterday, even Stephen A. Smith crushed her last year.
But the truth is, Caitlyn Clark's rise isn't something Shyrel Swoopes or anyone else can control. Caitlyn didn't need anyone's blessing to dominate college basketball, and she sure as hell doesn't need it now in the pros. She's bigger than their narratives, bigger than their jealousy. She's rewriting the game while the old guard clings desperately to a spotlight that isn't theirs anymore.
It was a stupid decision because it compromises what your ultimate goal is, which is to elevate the WNBA brand.
By showing up in that shirt, Swoopes thought she was making a statement. And she was, but not the one she intended. All she did was prove exactly how threatened she really is by Caitlyn's unstoppable march to greatness. And no amount of backhanded stunts is going to stop what's already in motion. For Shyrel Swoopes, this isn't about friendly competition or building the future of women's basketball. It's about power, legacy, and the brutal realization that she's no longer at the center of the story.
While Caitlyn is fantastic, and I think she's going to have an incredible career in the WNBA.
Who's going to be the next face of the NBA? We don't get to decide that. The marketplace decides that. The people have chosen Caitlyn Clark.
What is she doing wrong? What more do you want from Caitlyn Clark? Seriously, what more do you want from her? She's focusing on the game. She lifted her team up, got them to the playoffs, won Rookie of the Year, and then also is denouncing racial tensions when she's asked about it. I'm sorry, I don't see anything more that Caitlyn Clark should have done or could have done.
Caitlyn Clark didn't just walk into the league. She detonated into it, stealing headlines, smashing records, and igniting crowds in a way the WNBA has never seen. And that kind of raw takeover doesn't sit well with those who thought they had already defined what greatness should look like.
Wake up and be mad. Never forget, in Swoopes' MVP season, she averaged less points, assists, and rebounds than Caitlyn Clark's rookie season. Caitlyn Clark's rookie year was quite a bit better than Shyrel Swoopes' MVP season.
Swoops isn't reacting like a legend proud to see the next generation flourish. She's reacting like someone losing their grip, scrambling to rewrite the narrative before her relevance fades completely. Her appearance in a Paige Bueckers shirt wasn't a celebration. It was a desperate grasp at staying in the conversation, using another talented player as a proxy in her fight against a new queen she can't control.
We want to see Caitlyn Clark and we want to see Paige Bueckers.
Caitlyn scored more points per game, but Paige was more efficient.
And here's the truth Swoops can't face. Caitlyn Clark's rookie season isn't just good, it's historic. Rookie records? She's obliterating them. Assists, points, three-pointers, viewership numbers. Caitlyn is dragging an entire league into a new era by force.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game.
Her presence alone has packed arenas, spiked TV ratings, and shifted national attention onto women's basketball like never before. Not because of who she knows, not because of what narrative she plays into, but because she's just that dominant. That's the real threat to the old guard.
She was remarkable on top of the fact that she had to deal with so much hate when she got to the WNBA.
Caitlyn's rise isn't political, it isn't curated, it's real, pure, unstoppable performance. And it's laying bare the uncomfortable truth that the WNBA's future doesn't need permission from its past. Networks saw it, fans saw it, even major sports analysts had to admit it. Caitlyn isn't just participating in the league, she's transforming it.
2 things. I think it has to show up in our storytelling, and it has to be encouraged by our families.
Yeah.
To me, right? And so covering the WNBA this past season, Caitlyn Clark's rookie year, for all of the conversation that surrounded her, some which was fair and some which wasn't, the one thing that I cannot deny is the amount of little girls that were showing up to follow her, little girls with their parents and the fervor and the energy there.
Why her?
Same thing.
Why her?
Well,
Meanwhile, Swoops found herself pulled off commentary roles last season, not because she wasn't qualified, but because her resentment bled through too clearly. She wasn't an unbiased voice. She was a bitter echo of a past era, lashing out at a future she couldn't control. That's why the cheap shots, the symbolic gestures, the sly digs keep coming. Because deep down, Swoops knows Caitlyn Clark is winning a battle she didn't even start.
You know, Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummies. Is she getting hyped? Yes.
Yeah.
But she was in the backyard. She was putting in the same time, sometimes maybe more than you were.
Right.
I can't fault her for what she was given.
So yes, the WNBA was growing before Caitlyn Clark. Make that abundantly clear. But it was growing incrementally compared to the exponential growth you're seeing now.
She's changing the game with a smile, a shot from the logo, and a stat sheet that leaves no room for excuses. While the old guard keeps shouting from the sidelines, Caitlyn just keeps rewriting the rule book, and the world is choosing her.
Everybody now has an opportunity to pull up their chair and have a seat.
The truth is, Caitlyn Clark doesn't need to respond. Every pass she threads, every three-pointer she launches, every record she obliterates speaks louder than any shirt Shyrel Swoopes could ever wear. While Swoops leans on veiled jabs and desperate symbolism, Caitlyn is building a legacy in real time. One game, one headline, one sold-out arena at a time. And that's what makes her unstoppable.
I've known Cheryl since she was in college. I helped do her shoe deal with Nike in 1993, took her to her first SBs. I've known Cheryl, I've coached her, have a lot of respect for her. I called her when Caitlyn was still playing at Iowa and she had just broken Maravich's record. And it was all over the place, as you and I have discussed, that there was this quote by Shyrel that said, Caitlyn was, 25 years old. She was, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior. Right. She was taking 40 shots a game. Her records were illegitimate.
Caitlyn Clark isn't asking for the crown. The world is placing it at her feet. She's not forcing attention onto herself. It's following her because greatness is magnetic. Her game isn't just good, it's generational. She's pulling in fans who never watched women's basketball before, selling out arenas in cities that never cared before.
Right, and that's what a lot of these women are doing, is they feel like what we have done for this game, this young player has come into our game, and she's getting way more respect and all that stuff than we are. As she should. The young girl is a baller. The young girl has people watching because of the way she can shoot this basketball like Steph Curry. Steph Curry can't dunk. Steph Curry don't do none of that in the game. He can probably dunk by himself, but he don't really do none of that in the game. He is a shooter, and fans tune in to see Steph Curry.
And making people who ignored the league for decades suddenly pay attention. And that's why the attack through Paige Bueckers is so transparent and so pathetic. Paige deserves respect for her own accomplishments. She's a superstar in her own right, but using her image as a weapon against Caitlyn Clark doesn't uplift the game. It exposes the bitterness that's poisoning it from within.
What happened is Caitlyn Clark in her sophomore year and really in her junior year just started excelling and doing things that nobody had ever seen a female basketball player do. Like nobody had consistently been shooting these from the logo passes.
Instead of celebrating two extraordinary talents, Swoops has chosen division, jealousy, and politics over progress. But Caitlyn Clark refuses to be dragged into their games. She's not clapping back. She's not posting cryptic tweets. She's doing what winners do, winning. First rookie in WNBA history with multiple triple-doubles. Fastest to reach 100 threes.
I remember when the WNBA started. I was thrilled. I was a fan. I couldn't believe it was an opportunity for me, a 5'2", 97-pound girl, to go play professional basketball. That wasn't going to happen for me. But the idea that it existed was special to me. And now she's offering that to not just little girls, but little boys as well. She's spread the fan base. So
she won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times, single season rookie record for assists, single season rookie record for 3-pointers, single game record for assists, 19, franchise record for most double-doubles, 3-pointers, career 10 or more assists in a game, franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 3-pointers. She did it in 34 games, most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game for which she received the most fan votes ever, 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season, regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.
Rookie assist leader, breaking barriers and building a fan base more loyal and more passionate than anything the league has ever seen.
The reason that Caitlyn Clark is getting all of this attention is because she is an anomaly. She is a phenomenal player. And Paige Bueckers is also a phenomenal player, but it just isn't the same. She doesn't do the same things. She doesn't do the things that have never been seen.
She's creating moments that transcend basketball. Little girls in Iowa, NBA fans in Los Angeles, retired players who can't help but tip their hats. Everyone sees it. The shift. The change Caitlyn Clark represents. She's not asking for validation from the old guard because she's already gotten it from the people who matter most. The fans who are filling arenas, the kids who dream bigger because of her, the media outlets who can't ignore her anymore. The saddest part for Swoops? The more she tries to diminish Caitlyn, the bigger Caitlyn's shadow grows.
If I was the WNBA, I would have considered a separate television package to a network on just Caitlyn Clark games. I would have had two packages, the WNBA package, and then a separate, let's say 15 to 18 game Caitlyn Clark package.
They enjoy watching her play, her style, her energy, her shot. Whether it's because her game mirrors one of the greatest players in the NBA in Steph Curry or not, I don't know what it is. It's an intangible thing, right? Yes, we can say she's a dog. Okay, there's been other dogs. Okay, she's a great shooter. There's been other great shooters. She has it. She's got the thing.
And for Caitlyn Clark to have the awareness to drive the eyeballs there, you have to give her so much credit.
Every backhanded comment, every desperate stunt only confirms what's already written in stone. Caitlyn Clark isn't just part of the conversation. She is the conversation. And no amount of jealousy disguised as activism is going to change that.
Caitlyn Clark is the GOAT.
She signed my jersey. So happy, I'm crying. I'm so happy. This is the best day ever.
Caitlyn Clark effect seems to be crazier than year one.
I love watching her score and just everything about her.
They went the extra mile just to watch her play here.
This is great news for women's basketball. Period.
She just brings so much passion to the game, and look at all these people that just want to come and see her.
It is no secret that the Indiana Fever are the most popular team in the WNBA. It is good for the entire WNBA.
Caitlyn Clark is rewriting the future, while the old guard keeps rereading the past. And when the dust settles, it'll be Caitlyn standing taller than ever, undeniable, unbothered, and completely unstoppable. Shyrel Swoopes can toss all the silent jabs she wants, but it won't erase what's happening right in front of her. Caitlyn Clark didn't just show up, she took over, without drama, without politics, without playing the old games.
There's so many players who cite you as an inspiration for their games, including Caitlyn Clark, who's just absolutely a phenomenon in college. What's that next step like for her?
You know, next steps, gosh, in this generation, right? You have, I think, just so many more challenges of how to handle yourself as an adult, right? You go through that whirlwind of being a senior in college, transitioning into the W. And then the next step is how to become just an even better leader. And so much of leadership, I think, is listening and learning. And hopefully the more she can get connected to vets in the league and just different people and coaches and anyone that she can glean wisdom from of how to just continue to learn how to be as a connected and inspiring leader as she can be. And a lot of that is walking the walk and not just talking the talk. So she's already on her way, but, continuing to have fun, continuing to anticipate how people are going to try to stop her and being prepared as she can be for next season.
She's filling arenas, breaking records, and dragging an entire league into a new era, whether the gatekeepers like it or not. While the old guard clings to bitterness and petty stunts, Caitlyn Clark just keeps rising higher, fueled by the very hate that was meant to break her. Every time they doubt her, she delivers. Every time they try to box her in, she breaks the walls down. She's not waiting for anyone's approval. She's not bowing to anyone's rules. Caitlyn Clark is writing her own legacy, one that can't be stolen, silenced, or shaded. The league's future doesn't belong to the past anymore. It belongs to Caitlyn Clark. And no amount of t-shirts, no amount of jealousy, and no amount of desperate noise will ever stop that. Long after the bitterness fades, Caitlyn's reign will still be standing, louder, stronger, and more unstoppable than ever.
It almost felt like marketers were trying to figure out, we have all of these amazing players and these amazing personalities, but can we push the demographic? And then when Caitlyn Clark got to the league, the Angel Reeses got to the league, and they might have been fouled hard. The same thing I saw happen with Shamika Holdsclaw, though.
You see my tooth knocked out?
Yeah,
Rookie season, Jewel Lloyd. My tooth knocked out. I still didn't get it.
So how do you?
It's cool.
T-Clark, how do you feel about the fact that all of a sudden it was, oh, it's too physical. Oh, they're going at him because they're stars. What was your reaction to some of the new viewers and fans to the game thinking that the WNBA was too rough?
It was a crazy season because we have never had so much momentum behind our league, so much support, demand, viewership, all that, accessibility. But the craziness that came with the new fandom was rooted in something other than fandom, right? And I think that's very evident to see across the board. In a lot of ways, it has not been about basketball. We can talk about, people getting fouled. I just showed you my tooth getting knocked out. That's been a part of the game. The game has always been physical. I can tell you the amount of times I've left with bloody lips and eyes. I have bruises all over my body, even from the game last night. You can see bruises on my elbow from last night. Like, it's just a part of the game. So there was no targeting. There was no nothing.
Right.
That narrative that got spun into, oh, the vets hate the rookies hate the vets are going after certain players. It's all bullshit. Like, if I'm just gonna be frank, it's all bullshit. What it is racism, right? It gets blown up into, oh, they're going after Caitlyn Clark, but no, we're just playing one of the best players that's in this league the way that any other best player, franchise player is gonna get played.
Mm-hmm.
Watch how Stewie gets played. Watch how Asia gets played. Watch how Enrique gets played. Watch how Khalid gets played. Go down the list of franchise players for every team. They be getting fucked up every game. It don't matter what position you are, what color you are, what school you came out of. This is how we feed our families. Our job is to go and win. And if we don't win, what happens? We get fired. We lose our jobs. So